Oh, you gotta understand what's going on right now. It's a special occasion. You gotta understand it's a special occasion right now. Unselfish Behavior Podcast. It is a special occasion. You know why. This is a guest-based podcast. We have a high quality of individuals, influencers that is, that come on this show, share their stories, share their perspectives, share their views, share their tools in regards to how they've built their successful brands. You know, today, we got a legend in the building. You got to understand. His name ring bells all around LA. You have to understand what's going on right now. He is a Mount Vicious, Mount Vernon alumni, so we got that in common. This is my good brother right here. He goes by the name of Gotti West.
What's the deal? What's the deal? It's your boy Gotti, man. You already know. Hey, I appreciate the intro, bro. That's like, you know, made a nigga heart real warm and shit. You feel me? But you feel
Come
me?
on now.
Shout out to my nigga Q too, though. He doing his shit. Unselfish Behavior Podcast going up today.
Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have to understand what's going on. So for me, you know, we always like to chop up good game. I say good game because the tools and the gems that are shared throughout these episodes are so needed for the people. And I'm a people-driven individual. I firmly believe, bro, that the gifts that were instilled within us, it's our obligation to give them to other people. Gifts are not meant to be honed. They're meant to be shared. And so for me, we're going to talk a lot about that. We're going to talk about purpose. We're going to talk about dreams. We're going to talk about adversity. We're going to talk a little bit about relationships. We're going to talk about accountability. We're going to talk about education. We're going to talk about the youth. We're going to talk about a wide range of different things that I feel like people need to hear, especially coming from two LA natives. You got to understand, LA is the best city in the world. You know, I'm from Midtown. My brother right here.
West Adams.
West Adams. You know what I'm saying? But it's all family. So before we jump into any dialogue, my good brother Gotti West, we always allow the floor to be open to the guest. For those people out there that don't know who you are, talk about a little bit of these three things right here. Who you are.
Okay.
What you do.
All right.
And what you stand for.
Well, firstly, you feel me? My name is Gotti. A lot of people call me Gotti West. That's the Instagram. You feel
there
me?
It is.
Shit, I'm from West Adams, Los Angeles. You feel me? I come from a single parent household. Mom's from Belize.
Belize, young boy, right
me?
now.
Yeah.
You know I could do that.
On me.
Come on now.
I'm
right here.
You gotta do it. Yep.
Wagwan.
You already know.
Man, I am empanada right now.
You know that's that petit trois, but it's all good though.
That shit close to the motherfucker.
On me, it's close to the motherfucker though. Shit, man, I don't know. Education saved my life. I say that a lot. The biggest thing right now is I knew at an early age that I wasn't trying to be a product in my environment to the full max. I'm a father first. That's the first thing that I put out there. You feel me? I'm a father of 4. Awesome. I got twins. I got a son, and I got a bonus.
My man busy out here.
Yeah, and I got a bonus son. And you feel
Come on
me?
now.
I'm out here just a family man trying to stay out the danger zone. That's what they call it, right? Stay out the danger zone.
Yeah.
Yep, and I'm happily engaged to my fiance Brielle.
Come on, hit that black love right there.
Yep, everything been good. You know, I can't even complain. That's a little bit about me though.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
Hey, you know, my man say one thing. He can't complain. I always tell people you can complain, but I just choose not to. Complaining gives us nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And so I absolutely love that, man. For me, I'm super, super big, bro, on talking about things that's purpose driven.
Oh God.
Right. And you say, man, look, you're just trying to stay out the way. You're trying to take care of your family. You're trying to, you know what I'm saying, do your thing. Like for me, bro, I wake up every morning with feeling like a man on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Like feeling like I have something to do, and that something to do is involving me pouring my gift into somebody else.
On me.
That's like the driving force behind what it is I'm doing. And I promise to God, Gotti West, I'm not stopping.
You shouldn't.
I got to tell the people like I'm not going anywhere.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a feeling of just like you talk about success, and it's like, you know, people view success as this thing that they're trying to reach.
Yeah.
When it's like, no, your mindset, your perspective molds what success is in your life as an individual. And so for me, I view myself as successful now. You know why? This message is very important for people to hear. I view myself as successful right now because I can wake up every single morning and influence one life.
That's it right there, though.
That's success.
And that's success for sure.
I can change someone's life, at least one person a day, through utilizing my natural born ability. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a blessing because that means you found your purpose.
Your purpose is heavy. So, you know, the great Nipsey Hussle, the late great Nipsey Hussle say, find your purpose or you wasting air. Fuck it, though. Y'all niggas scared.
I mean, since we on this, I'm out here in a mission and I'm all alone. Far from going and I'm far from home.
Ooh!
I'm just saying, you feel me? You gotta put that out there because
you gotta put the lyrics out there right now. You know, so for me, man, I'm heavy on that, bro. What's kind of your perspective on purpose compared to people out here that's trying to chase dreams?
Well, firstly, you got to identify self-happiness. If you don't know what self-happiness is, then that means that you might be in a strange place. Not a bad place, but a strange place.
Yeah.
If you can't see the things that make you happy on a daily basis, like, honestly, you ain't going to be exactly who you would like to be. You're not going to accommodate the dreams and hopes and have purpose if you don't know what makes you happy daily.
Yeah.
You know, once you find those things, which is usually the simple things, people don't really understand that, but you have to go through it to understand it. You get me? So if you do find that purpose and see things that make you happy, then your purpose starts to become, what can I do to help others out? I feel like when you can accommodate yourself to where nobody needs to help you and now your meaning is to help others, you found your purpose.
Yeah, the giving aspect of it all.
Yep.
Is just what I hear when you say that, bro. Like, don't we all want to be in a position where we can give back to others? I would hope so, right?
I know I do.
Shit, I would hope so. Like, that's all I think about. My girl noticed, man, we have a lot of conversations, and I'm like, man, I can't wait till I can give more.
Yeah.
People associate giving with money.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we have so much to give to people. You have life. Every single individual, bro, every single person on this planet has a story.
Yeah.
Every individual on this planet has experiences in this life.
For sure.
Whether it's tailored to what they specifically went through and how they specifically got through it, you have a story about something. And it's people out here walking around like fucking zombies, Gotti West, acting like they have no purpose, acting like they have no drive, because again, society teaches us everything. Society has taught us what success looks like. Society has taught us what love looks like. Society has taught us what everything is supposed to look like. And I think that the ones who are going to change the world are the ones who are looking to go against the grain and to do things outside of what we've been told. And I see that in us. One thing I got to talk about, man, is your brand, bro.
Okay.
I Am West.
Yes, sir.
I Am West. And it's more than a brand. You know why? Because it got a message.
It got
a message. It got a message. It got a message. You know what I'm saying? So talk a little bit about the brand, man. Talk about a little bit about how you started your brand, what the brand is, and what the ultimate mission is behind it.
Okay. What the main purpose of my brand was, when I was in college, I had a lot of information given to me about the idea of, you know, becoming an entrepreneur and actually where money goes in fashion. You know, money in fashion usually goes to people that we don't even know. And just the fact of you buying something because it's a designer, you know, it has a designer title, is what makes you feel like you're doing something.
Right.
But one day I just started to say, man, I want to start my own brand. I started to get into silk screening. I did my little research, met a few people that knew how to do it. And I'm like, all right, I want to do silk screening, but I'm like, I want my own brand, but I don't know what I'm going to name my shit. I want my shit to have purpose, you get me?
Facts.
And my homeboy, we was actually rapping. We was doing some rapping shit, my homeboy Javi, and he made the first I Am Wes t-shirt. Like, he literally went to the swap meet, got a t-shirt made, and I seen the logo, and I said, bro, that's it. And he's like, what you mean? I'm like, that's what we need. We need to make those. He said, well, you know what? I'm going to do you a favor, bro. You take this and you make it something. I said, for sure. From there, the lifestyle, I Am Wes, it's just a lifestyle. I can't even stress the idea of thinking of any other brand, since that was something that it meant something to me. Like, when I wear it, when people see it, you know, it comes back to me. It's like, I Am Wes, oh, Gotti West, you know. So
and then West is your legal last name.
It's not even my legal last name.
Come on now. Okay, got you. Come on now. Yeah, I'm like, hold on, my man last name, so he carrying the name on is what he's doing right now. But in a sense, you still doing it.
It was just, when you brand yourself, you go full out. And I end up branding my name with the brand.
That's how people, my name is King. Shit.
Yeah.
Motherfucker don't even know
I'm God though. I'm God though.
What's your whole name, nigga?
You're a king,
Q.
for sure.
Shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, that's real though, man. And it's so important for us to come up with and be creative within our brands, but also have the message behind it.
On me.
Because that's how we touch the people.
Yeah.
We touch the people through the message.
On me.
Not so much the clothing. And I was talking to my girl about this yesterday. I said, man, you know what? We're in a really fortunate space as creatives.
Yeah.
And people don't talk about this enough. the ability to take an idea out of your mind, implement it, and have people drawn to it, let alone pay for it.
Yeah.
That's a fortunate place to be in, man. We have to really, really understand the power of gratitude with what we're doing out here, because it's very easy to get self-righteous.
Oh, me.
Man, I had a good sister, you know what I'm saying, tell me this back in the day when I was doing poetry, and they said, man, you know why the stage could be so addictive and so such a gift and a curse, because when you go up there and you get them claps and you get them applause after you perform, it's very easy to become into yourself, or like to become self-righteous, or to believe that, you know, this whole thing is about me. It's me. People taking pictures with me, people asking for my thing and this and that, and people giving me money, and it's very easy to lose sight on what the ultimate mission is. I tell people all the time, there's no way that you can look at me and tell me you're purpose driven and your mission is outside of serving others. It just does not work like that.
I feel you.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's why I love every single thing that you're doing, because again, you have a brand with a message, and I think that's very, very important. And the brand right now, it's a known brand in LA.
Yeah.
I see your shit all over the place, bro, all over Instagram.
Yeah.
I see your shirts, I see your hoodies, the hats, the whole nine, bro.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what's crazy? If we look at the numbers on Instagram, let's say, for example, my guy come out with a new shirt concept or a new hoodie.
Yeah.
And you post that hoodie, you say it's for sale. And let's say you get 5 likes on that picture. The average person, the average thinking individual will look at that and be like, oh, man, this ain't really working. Ain't nobody really fucking with me.
Yeah.
The person with vision will know that, oh, a lot more people than 5 saw that shit.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, man, listen, how do you continue to move forward without getting caught up in this like societal, this generation of like counting numbers and trying to be cool and trying to have a blue check and trying to, you know what I'm saying? We live in a numbers driven generation. How do you stay focused on building the brand without putting too much emphasis on how many people are actually purchasing it or looking at it or viewing it?
Well, the first thing is, I don't do this shit for the people. I do this shit for me. That's number one. You feel me? And then it's just something I love to do. You know, it's not something that I would do just for money. I done spent more money than I probably made off my brand for the idea of me looking at the content that I made, or looking at the image that I had to bring to life. Or just making shit for other people, you know, because a lot of my clothes went to high school students. I done went back to my high school and gave clothes away, because it's just the idea of some students don't have nothing to wear. It's a good thing we live in at a time where designer clothes is not the biggest thing out anymore. People are actually wearing more things that's out there. And then the biggest thing that I do is when I get 5 likes, I know all you motherfuckers done seen my shit. I know y'all fucking with it, because when y'all see me, the first thing y'all ask me is, how's the line doing? Nigga. So I ain't really.
We know this.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the likes. The likes ain't getting me paid.
Facts. And you know, that's how I view my shit. And that's why I asked. I ask questions centered around things that I actually go through. Yeah. And so for me, as an event producer as well, a lot of people don't know, I really got known in LA from the event production side of what it is I do. Love putting on events throughout the city, right? And it just blew my mind how like I would compare when I first started, right? Yeah. I would compare my regular page to my business page, and I'd be looking like, okay, so they fucking with me over here, but when I drop a flyer and tell people to support and come through, I'm getting 2 likes on the motherfucker, and it's been up for 5 hours. Yeah. But I think it's a testament of like people, you know what I'm saying? Just people associating you doing something with them having to do this, pay for something. Yeah. And it's like, man, I don't even worry about that shit. I tell my team all the time, we're not counting subscribers. We're not counting viewers. We're not counting likes. We're not counting none of that shit. Facts. Because at the end of the day, bro, the only thing that matters is what you just said. I'm doing this for the fulfillment that it brings me. Yeah. And if it don't bring you personal fulfillment, why are you doing it? Yeah. A lot of people out here doing shit for the wrong reasons, and we live in a very trendy generation, my brother. We live in a very, very trendy generation where people just want to do things to look a part of what's going on.
People want the fame. They don't want the money these days.
There we go.
And something I see all the time is if you're going for the fame, obviously you gonna do whatever you gotta do for the fame. You ain't worried about the money. If the money comes, then that makes it sweeter, I guess. But for me, I need my bread. Give me my money.
Need that. You can't pay bills off fame, my brother.
On me.
You
and I have limitations on money too, because if it's coming with some shit that I don't agree with, then I'd rather just do my own thing and not take the money.
That's right. That brother said he ain't about to sacrifice integrity over that green thing.
The fame make it sweeter. I mean, if it happens, because I mean, who wouldn't want to be, just the idea of being a mogul, and you have the opportunity to meet other people, bring people in, like, that's cool, But I mean, shit, I be on the side doing my own thing with my money. I ain't really worried about it.
That's right. I love how you said earlier, man, you do this for you.
Yeah.
One of the things that came to my mind is this podcast platform. And how therapeutic it has now become for me in my life. Yeah. And how I have the opportunity to come here and to speak about absolutely whatever the fuck we want. Yeah. And knowing that there's people out there that are going to listen to this episode and relate to things that we're saying based off our own personal testimony.
Facts.
And I tell people all the time, like, you have to understand the power of your story. Yeah. Gotti West, you have a story. Yeah. Your story means nothing if you don't share it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm already knowing.
I tell motherfuckers that, and I'm like, you have to understand the powers in your story, people. You have to share your stories. And in building a brand, there's one thing that I know that comes with that life. It's adversity. Yeah. It's days to where you doing something, you trying to build something, and you're not getting the money, you're not getting the support, you're not getting the whatever. And you're going through real life shit behind closed doors while you're still trying to pour into the things you're passionate about. Yeah. And that a lot of times can become extremely frustrating when you can't take care of shit, especially being a family man, not being able to take care of shit or not being able to whatever, because it's not where I want it to be yet. Yeah. But I know that I have to keep pouring into it with the same amount of energy. I know that I have to be patient. Like the good brother Nipsey Hussle said, man, he went through every emotion. Yeah. And building that thing up. Went through every single emotion, and I think that it's very important for people to understand the only difference between people who are deemed successful and people who are not, or those, like he said, the ones that didn't quit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So talk a little bit about what your experience has been like from an adversity standpoint in building up your brand. What's kind of some roadblocks that you've experienced throughout your journey, and how have you got through those?
Man, people said my shit was weak. I done heard people tell me that's a gangbanging brand. I done heard people tell me, why would I buy your brand when I can go and buy something in the store for the same price? The biggest thing that I've also dealt with is just the idea of having a platform that wasn't there. Starting a brand that's nobody knows. So that's something that comes with just confidence itself. Right. But I would say it's a lot that's, came with starting my brand in the beginning. And then just the idea coming from the hood, my mentality was I was going to get into it and just blow up because it's the idea that I have a brand that the homies is going to support. But it's crazy. The people who support it is the people who don't know you.
Bro, it's the people you never even met a lot of times. Yeah. Ain't that the truth? Yep. Ain't that the truth? I'm talking about people will give, man, shit, bro. I've experienced it. And for me, been on this journey now going on 5 years. Gotti, I started off as a poet. Then I ventured off into event production, and then I ventured off into doing and accumulating workshops for the youth. Yeah. And now I'm going to the public speaking, and now I'm podcasting. So from a media perspective, every single layer that I just named, I've always gotten more support from people that I don't know. A lot of times in building a brand, people have to understand your biggest critics will be those closest to you. Facts. And your biggest critics a lot of times will be family members. You know why? Because family members grew up in the same household as you, under the same rules as you, under the same neighborhoods as you, and they didn't capitalize on their gifts, and so they're spewing off negative energy on you, telling you what's not possible because they didn't do shit with their life. Exactly. And I tell people all the time, stop asking for advice from people that ain't never did what you did.
And then they try to push their fears on you because their lens is different on you than other people see you in a different lens. Facts. It's like your mom coming to school and seeing that you the popular kid and just seeing you as the baby. You feel me? So it's like it's a different lens from your family. It's not always too negative. It's just that they don't have the same lens as everybody else that's coming in to see you. That's all.
And I realize it's not their job to understand.
Facts.
A lot of people out here arguing with their parents, arguing with their family members, and it's like, no, stop that. It's not, first of all, it's not their job to understand your dream. Yeah. It's not that's your job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be at peace with people not agreeing with everything we're doing.
Yeah.
That's one thing that has completely helped me out with my journey. If I share an idea that I think is brilliant with somebody, even if it's not a family member, and they completely bash my shit, they tell me it's stupid, it's dumb, don't do that, it'll never work, I'm not going to take that personal. I'm going to just understand that they have a different lens on what it is I'm bringing to the table, and that's okay. We have to be at peace with people not completely agreeing with us all the time, and we have to understand that we have a mission, and that our vision was given to us specifically for a reason. It's a specific way that you have to execute on your dream. It's a specific way that you have to execute on your vision. And a lot of people won't see that. And I tell people, I give them this analogy right here, Gotti West. You ever woke up from a dream and you try to explain it to somebody and it's choppy, and they be looking at you like, I don't understand what the fuck.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying?
All the time.
Yeah, what you talking about? That dream was for you. And a lot of times it'll make sense in your head while you're trying to explain it, but once you try to spew it, it gets choppier and choppier and choppier. And I think that's because we have dreams and visions that are specifically for us as individuals. Yeah. And so for me, I'm heavy on that. Yeah. I'm heavy, bro. And just like, I'm keeping this shit quiet. I ain't about to be posting all my moves on Instagram, letting people know what meetings I'm having, letting people know what my next moves are. Because guess what? Once you start getting into that realm, you have now entered the arena of seeking validation from other people. Yeah. And I no longer want to live a life, because I was once like that. To where I was always seeking validation from other people in order to confirm things that I already knew was going to work. Things that I already knew I was supposed to be doing. I was constantly looking for people to say, yes, do that. Yes, do that. And along that journey, it can become very painful, because the majority of people that tell you don't do that are people that you love the most. And for me, that's one of the biggest things that I've learned throughout this journey, is to keep my shit quiet, move in silence, execute on every single thing, not allow tiredness to determine whether or not you get the job done. And so for me, I like the great Eric Thomas. I know you know who that is, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
E.T., the hip-hop preacher. E.T. say, don't go to sleep when you're tired. He said, go to sleep when you're done. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a shifting perspective for a lot of people. And I think it's very important. How do you view sleep, bro?
Like my boy E.T. said, he says a lot. But I mean, the main one that got me was, don't give up crying. Cry. No, I'm sorry. Don't cry to give up. You feel me? You know what he said. Yeah,
like
cry to keep going.
Because it already hurt.
Because the main thing that I realize these days too is that everybody seeks validation. It's just a certain time in your life when you get the confidence to not really worry about what anybody else got to say. Booyah. And I know like me personally, I never really understood that either, because I used to always struggle with that. Like, why? Because I knew I had it. That's one thing that I see in you as well. That's why that journey of 5 years.
Thank you, my brother.
You did it. Regardless of if you feel that it wasn't as successful as you thought success was, you did it. You feel me? And I've done that through my process of life. And I think that every time I get into that mindset, like, why is somebody not fucking with me? I had to realize, why am I even worried about them? Right. I know what I'm capable of. Facts. It's just all about the idea of me doing it and, proving everybody else wrong. Absolutely. Without me even wanting to prove them wrong. Just doing what I do.
And then creating those boundaries with people who we associate with. Yeah. You got to understand, that's a heavy one. Facts. We got people out here that have individuals around them that they know goddamn well ain't supposed to be around them.
Cry not to give up.
It's crazy to me, bro. It's the association is so heavy. When I say the association, y'all, I'm talking about people who you are allowing to be around you while you're trying to build something. I was talking to a young 15-year-old brother at Gardena High School 2 days ago. And I said, bro, if it's one thing if it's one thing that you're going to take away from this conversation I'm having with you, it should be this. I said, listen to this and apply it towards your life. It change your life forever. Everybody around you can't go. Everybody can't go. Everybody can't go, especially when you're on a mission and you know that you're working towards something special. It's going to require you to make decisions that's extremely difficult in order to make things come to fruition. And you know what we do naturally as humans? I think we know that, but we naturally try to look for ways to navigate around that, because what do we draw to? We draw to comfort. right?
Yeah.
It's comfortable not to make those adjustments. It's comfortable not to have a conversation with a best friend from middle school, right? That you know is toxic for you, and now we're 27, 28 years old, and this individual is still around me talking about the same bullshit, still into the same bullshit, ain't bringing nothing of substance to the table, ain't growing at all mentally, ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
He's adding he or she is adding no value. They are now a liability and not an asset in your life, but yet you don't want to break that off with them because you associate them with being your best friend or your homegirl just because of their longevity.
Or just the term loyalty.
There we go. There we go.
Just
That's
the
a big
term
one
loyalty.
too. That's a big one. And so what's kind of your opinion, man, and your feedback in regards to people that, you feel like, yo, I can't rock with you no more. Have you experienced anything like that on your journey as of yet in regards to like, I got to get away from this person, man. I can't do it no more.
My main thing has been isolation by nature. That's been happening in my life since I got older, where I don't be around the same people because I'm moving different. If the uncomfortable conversation got to happen, though, it's going to be said. Because I can't be around you if you're going to act a certain way in a certain environment, because I'm a brand as well, I don't like to feel like I'm better than people, but the idea of it is, why am I going to jeopardize what I have going for you to make one mistake and take it all away from me?
There we go.
Because I know something that gets me sometimes is, if I'm going to move a certain way and you can't respect it, that obviously means that you setting me up for failure.
Facts.
If you can't respect how I'm moving and I'm telling you how I'm moving, you obviously don't care about my future. So why should I care about yours?
Absolutely. You got to be in alignment with the mind first, before you be trying to be in alignment with people in regards to the surface shit. And you know what I think about when I say stuff like that? I think about relationships. Oh man, God, we got to unpack this, bro. We got to talk about this, bro. We got to talk about this.
Oh man.
It drives me fucking insane, bro. And you know what? I can't judge it because I understand that there was a time.
Relationships.
I understand that people are in a state of confusion when it comes to how this thing really, really works. And for me, my good brother, we're talking about about 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago, I found myself in my second serious relationship, and that ended. And I realized around that time, and I want you to give me your advice and opinion on this, because obviously you're in a great, healthy relationship with your queen. So I want to hear your perspective. But for me, about 4.5 years ago, broke up. Okay, it was what it was. I start working towards becoming more purpose-driven, understanding that I'm here on a mission. I'm here for a purpose, self-discovery, personal development, the whole nine. But I realized this one thing. I heard it from a mentor of mine by the name of David Rayner. And you know what he said, Gotti West?
What did he say?
He said, you don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. Oh, you got to hear me. When they listen to this, and I listen, when I speak, I hear it from the perspective of the listener. When they hear this, somebody needs to hear this. I got to say it again. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. Oh, man. So it's people out here blaming other individuals for them just simply being themselves. But you have to understand, everybody you attract in your life is a version of you.
That's crazy.
They're a version of you. Whether or not you want to look in the mirror and admit that or not, they are a version of you. And so for me, I tell people this, especially single people out here, why are you rushing that process just to have somebody on your arm? Understand the importance of pouring into yourself. Understand the importance of creating value within yourself so that you can one day look across from you and say, you know what? I got a perfect partner for me. I got the perfect partner for me. I got somebody who is also willing to look in the mirror as an individual and so on and so forth. But I want to hear your feedback, Gotti West, in regards to the importance of pouring into self, working on self, making sure that you are at a space to be able to love who you are, whether or not you're in a relationship or not, and the importance and the results of coming together with two collectives that have that same like mind and then building collectively as two full or whole cups. I hope that question wasn't too long-winded, but I think you got the gist of it. Yes?
Well, first I want to tackle what your mentor said. Attracting who you are, right?
Yeah.
Rather than what you like or
what you want.
What you want. For me, I don't know, that it applies to me now, and I think it's more positive for me. back in the days, I think that I was just like a sucker for love, though. So
you a hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
Like
so
you a Capricorn, brother?
I'm a Capricorn, bro.
See there? You see how I do him like that?
I knew
it.
I'm a Capricorn.
He's a fucking Capricorn. And I knew it. I said, you a hopeless romantic, bro? You a Capricorn like me. I get it. Yep. I get it.
So my main thing was, if she was pretty and I liked it, the idea of me being with her,
right,
that was going to happen. I manifested it regardless.
We like alfalfa. And fucking,
on God.
Fucking, what the fuck is that movie called? Little Rascals.
Little Rascals. So my thing was, I never really looked at the idea of somebody being just like me. It was just like, and then I'm just a nice nigga, man. I'm really a nice, like I was helping.
Yeah.
So if I seen that, it was a little attitude here, I knew that she didn't like me the way I liked her. I was still trying to make this shit work. And I think I found out later on in my life so much that I was dealing with so many toxic people that I needed somebody like me. And I ended up finding my queen that's just like me. And this has been the best situation I've ever been in.
Beyond what you ever even imagined.
Yep.
I love it.
And I've learned so much from my previous relationships, and I only really had 2. So what happened is, I had one in high school. That was something that I thought was real. That didn't work out. Got my heart broken. And then my second one was
played you, my brother?
Yeah, got played, man.
Played you like
played
a
cold,
Played my man like a guitar over there?
Cold.
I've been there.
And then my second relationship was actually with the twins' mom, which is my first set of kids. Me and her, we started off good, and it was just a toxic situation. And from me seeing how much I put myself out there, I honestly knew how good my heart was. And I always said after that relationship, I need to find somebody to accommodate my feelings. Because I feel that as black individuals, especially when it comes to black love, compassion goes both ways. And if somebody does not have compassion, that relationship is not going to last, because we both come from traumatic backgrounds.
Speak on that compassion.
And if you come from traumatic backgrounds and somebody cannot understand where you're coming from, because that's the whole idea of a conversation. Facts. If they don't understand where you're coming from, that conversation ain't going to go nowhere.
Can you say that again? People need this out here.
No, for real. If somebody does not understand where you're coming from, that's not going to work. And then just the idea if you're just a toxic person who likes to yell, that makes it even worse.
You got individuals out here who are argumentative and combative because
defensive
and offensive and disrespectful because it's in their nature, and they've convinced themselves that if you try to get me to change this aspect of me, then you don't accept me fully.
Yes.
I can't stand when motherfuckers say something like that.
Say that again, because that's the coldest shit ever. Saying? If you feel like you don't need to change, but you can see that you're a toxic person, something wrong with you.
Well, guess what? A lot of people out here don't think they need to change because they don't associate their behavior with being toxic. So it's just like what you just said. If their perspective is, well, this is okay, because guess what? The 3 other niggas that I dated before you didn't complain about it, or my household didn't complain. I grew up in a household where my mama spoke like this, or my auntie spoke. Then that is normal to her or him. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I think what you just said is the key to a lasting relationship. 2 compassionate individuals willing to adjust.
Yes.
Told my queen this morning. We always have to be in the mind space of never being satisfied as individuals.
Yeah.
I root for her as an individual before I root for her as a partner.
I get you. And that's how it's supposed to be.
As long as she's full, as long as she's happy, as long as she's fulfilled, as long as she's doing what she loves, as long as she's healthy, as long as she's healing, I'll always have the best partner.
On me.
And I don't ever want to be in a situation where somebody loves me more than they love themselves.
I get you on that.
You hear what I say? That's important, right? Isn't
that
a big one?
No,
is that a big one?
That's like the key to toxic.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to love you more than they love themselves, I pray for you, brother.
Yeah, you two reliant.
You can't go nowhere.
Yeah,
you can't. You can't be with your friends.
Yeah, you can't win without.
You can't even have uncomfortable conversations, right? That's bad.
Facts, bro. That's facts. And you got 2 black men talking about this.
Yeah.
You got 2 black men. I think, you know what? We need a bigger light shined on the things that we are actually doing as black men opposed to the things we don't do.
I got you.
Because society deems us like the worst of the worst. And we have a lot of stigmas around us as black men. And I think conversation like this needs to be had amongst 2 black men who are both in happy relationships in their lives with queens that we say, man, this is beyond what I even expected.
Yeah.
I think we have to we have to popularize, and there's another forefront of my mission, popularize as a black man the importance, and not just as a black man in this scenario, the importance of of shining a light on being faithful, shining a light on being loyal to your partner. Because guess what we hear in music, guess what we hear in movies, guess what we see all over the place. Cheat, oh, fuck this bitch, do this, do that.
Oh, man.
It's like, bro, that's a lot that comes with that. And it's niggas out here glamorizing that shit in music videos. And it's like, bro, if you keeping it real, not for the thrill, that's a whole lot of clinical visits you doing, big dog.
Facts.
To be out here dibble-dabbing your wang like that. And so for me, I'm very, very intentional on putting out a message that's centered around the growth and personal development of our people. I think it's very, very important for people to hear that. And so on a relationship standpoint, one thing that I realize now, and being with the queen that I'm with right now, is that I always have to be in a space of bettering myself first as an individual before I expect her to do or give something. I'm gonna give you an example. I told you earlier, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Yeah. It's people out here in relationships demanding their woman or their man to do something that they're not even doing. Oh, I gotta say that again.
Message.
Gotti West.
Message.
You have to understand why it's called unselfish behavior, because I got a whole lot of shit in me, and if I don't share it, then that means I'm being selfish. Why are y'all out here demanding things in relationships that you are not even bringing to the table your goddamn self?
Message.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And this is for my single brothers and sisters too out here. They got a whole laundry list of shit that they want in a man or want in a woman. Motherfucker, you ain't even covering 25% of the shit you expecting him to have or her to have. It's like, yo, you got to work and build up your temple first to where you can honestly look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? Yes, now I want X, Y, and Z because I know I'm bringing X, Y, and Z to the table. What's your opinion on that?
No, I totally agree. I feel like you building, you from the foundation, which is important. If your foundation is not the same, it's gonna be unequal when it goes to you building your empire. Yeah. So the whole idea of you being with somebody who does not accommodate what you know you need as equal, it's not gonna work. You feel me? If I'm somebody that could work with you and we can get it going, okay, that's where we start in our foundation. But for us to start building already and we don't even have the little things that we can talk about and get out, it's not gonna work because, like you said, if I'm coming into this relationship and we both have this idea that we are putting 50% in and we're not, and I'm being quiet about it, if I'm paying all the bills and I'm noticing that you ain't got to worry about your bills, but you still disrespecting me, that makes the situation more toxic and it makes your situation worse. There we go. Or if you talking to me a certain way because obviously you just been that way your whole life, and I'm sitting here doing the most and I'm talking to you a certain way, making sure I'm, walking on eggshells. Thanks. I'm building up to get off on you one day. Facts. I'm going to get off on you really bad one day because I'm trying to make you become more of a person that can consult with me in a mannerly way. Yeah. But if you continue to do that, and I'm just saying that unevenness is gonna one day just not gonna work. It's gonna make sure your whole empire go down. Facts. And the first things you want to do at foundation is make sure if you somebody who would like to be accommodated financially, but you don't need it, you have to get somebody that's making as much money as you. It's not that you want their money, but it's the idea of you feeling like you can say, okay, that individual is okay.
Balance each other out.
And that's the thing. You have to see if that, like you said, see if your spouse is fine and okay on their own so that they can add value to your life. Facts. If you got to add value to somebody's life, it's going to one day come in. It's going to be a weight on you. It's going to be a big weight, a significant weight.
It's huge. Gotti West speaks facts. Gotti West gives gems. And I know that the people are listening. I know that the people are going to take a lot from this episode, my brother. And I think ultimately, in a nutshell, in order to have a long-lasting, effective, and blissful relationship with another individual, just do to others the simple concept we learned as kids: do to others as you will want done to yourself. Facts. And you'll have a long relationship. Stop going into these relationships trying to think about what you could take and think about what you can add, and it'll make all the difference. With that being said, my brother, it has been an absolute pleasure to have my good brother Gotti West here.
Thanks for having me.
Unselfish Behavior Podcast.
Appreciate
what I'm saying. You got to understand what's going on. But before we let you leave, my brother, we have a small segment that we always allow our guests to be a part of. That's right. And it's called the Unselfish Message. That's right. You got to leave a message to the people. You got to leave that. You know what I'm saying? You got that camera right there looking right at you, my brother. That's yours right there. All right. Don't be posing on me, Gotti West.
I got you.
And you're going to look at that camera right there, my good brother. and you're going to leave the people what we call here your unselfish message. This message is centered around absolutely any message you want to leave the people with. It could be taken from this conversation or just a life lesson, right? But that'll be completely up to you. What is Gotti West unselfish message?
My unselfish message would be to take accountability at all odds, no matter if you were right or wrong. It's just like if you spill some milk. If that milk is spilled, somebody needs to clean it up. But the main thing is, if you somebody who can take accountability, you will clean that milk up without making anybody else clean it up. And I just feel like accountability comes with the idea that you are going to do what's right, regardless if you feel some type of way. And that comes with my unselfish opinion when it comes down to that.
I like that. Clean that milk up and stop playing with my man.
Oh, man.
With that being said, my brother, you know we can't end no episodes here without shouting out the team. That's right. You know, the main man himself. I call him the man, the myth, the legend. That's just me. That is B Visuals. That's the man behind the camera. That's the man behind the production. You got to understand. Anybody out there that needs a videographer, an editor, a photographer, a guru when it comes to this shit, you hit none other than B Visuals. And you know he tagged in every single episode right on the bottom. Filmed by B Visuals. And you know we got the queen of the podcast as well. That is my queen. You know, she goes by the name of Simone. One day her name going to be Simone Rafaels. That's my last name, you know. But as of now, right now, that's my queen Bean, Jelly Bean. You know, that's Simone right there. Always willing to put on whatever hat. She is the booking manager. Y'all holler at us on Unselfish Behavior Podcast at gmail.com if you are interested in hopping on the show. With that being said, it's King Q.
Gotti
It's
West.
Gotti West.
You already know.
And we out.